Good morning, everybody, from Denver, Colorado, and beautiful, balmy Las Vegas, New Mexico, right?
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
I've been to Las Vegas, New Mexico countless times. No.
Yes,
Las
I have.
Vegas, Nevada, sunny. What is going on, brother? How you doing this morning?
I am doing good, folks. Jimmy, I was wanting to ask you, Frank, earlier, what were you eating?
My beautiful bride made me a couple breakfast burritos before the show, so just some eggs and bacon and a tortilla. So
I had a honey bun, so not quite comparable.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Honey buns. America's
my wife spoils me. She makes me breakfast every once in a while.
Honey bun and Pepsi. You can tell I'm on a strict diet right now. That's the quarantine diet.
Right?
We got a bunch of people already in the chat. Dang,
yeah, let's go through the lineup real quick. First out the gate, batting leadoff is Matt with Phoenix Flippers.
What does he get for that? What we got something.
The special.
Sorry about this, Sonny. Your head is about to turn into a buffet plate.
You're about to turn into some chicken nuggets.
He gets the buffet point for first.
Look at those guns, though, man.
Dang,
that's the gun show. My son Frank Jr. is in the house. My beautiful bride Amanda is in the house. Aaron, my Queen E, the breast offer queen, is in the house. Jason Kegley, what's up, brother? Got your email yesterday. Thank you.
Need to give the stash. Brittany Brands. Give Brittany Brands throw some ranch at her. Sorry, it's just ever since Aaron called a ranch, it's no longer giving someone a wrench. We say throw ranch at them. So
no money.
Ranch at Brittany Brands.
Erin's hungry. She wants an order.
Speaking of Aaron, great show last night with the Cincinnati Picker. That was a nice interview. Good job, Aaron. You did great. My little sweet pea, my daughter Sammy Ray, her unique life. She's got her channel. She still hasn't done a video yet, but she's getting going. Every day I'm hustling. What's up?
We got to give 30 points to your son, Frankie, for being here every day early. Those are prorated points. We'll get them to you. Again, they're like Frank's microphone. They mean absolutely nothing.
Yes. Oh, there it is.
But you get 30 buffet points for Frankie.
Who else we got? Did I miss anyone? Dan, my cousin Dan, the IT man, the creator of the thumbnails, the Pinterest. What's it called? Photoshop.
The photoshopping.
Maggie Doodle. My sister Antoinette, which I will be unveiling a picture for her today.
Uh-oh.
Texas Val, let me throw some ranch at you.
Some ranch?
You like Hidden Valley. She gets a ranch. My mama, my hip flipping mama, what's up, baby? Flipping Goodies is in the house. Did I miss anybody? I promise you I didn't mean to. By the way, check it out. I tried to change. Did I do a decent job? Where's it at? Why is it not coming up, Jimmy? What'd you do to there? Nope. Wow, everything's going slow. I literally hit that several minutes ago, and it's barely coming up.
Barely there.
Why aren't our coming up, Jimmy?
Ranch with pizza. That's Texas Val for sure.
What part of Texas Val?
Here. What's up, Anthony? Thanks for hanging out.
Wendy, Fat Girl Sewing.
Oh, Wendy, hey.
Wendy, hey girl, what's up? My Anthony, Pittsburgh.
No money, G.
What's the soup without? It's not letting me pop up your guys' names for some reason.
Uh-oh.
So I wanted to, show off. Everybody, if you have not noticed, I changed my name a little bit. Hopefully it'll help with the search engine. But you can't see it on here right now for some reason, but it is now a stroke of luck spelled out like a normal human being instead of the way YouTube tried to make me do it. I blame YouTube.
I could do a screen share of it if you want me to.
Yeah, it's just weird that it's not doing it, Jimmy. What's up with this?
Oh, StreamYard's been acting crazy for a while.
Yeah, you see my wrinkles. Don't do that again.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why it's not letting me pop the names up.
I gotta help you change your banner now. Let me do this.
Amanda.
Oh yes, I gotta change that change the name down below too. Well, that's my Instagram is still staying the same. Just because I'm not smart enough to figure. I can't even get this figured out, Jimmy. I'm gonna change my Instagram next. Are you crazy?
Can you share that?
What?
Oh, you can share that. It's right here. It has your name, your new YouTube channel name right there.
By the way, the big news in the sports world yesterday. Reunited, and it feels so good. Everybody heard about old Gronk going to Tampa.
Terrible.
That hairline match is perfect.
Right. Again, my cousin Dan, look at that. Got the little 5 head going. Look at that squash, man. That thing is.
They look a lot better than we do with those.
I don't know. I think we're.
Hold a second.
Hold on a second.
That was a thing of beauty. You know, my dog just looks at us like, what?
The judgmental dog. Let's welcome our guest.
Yes.
What's up, Sonny?
What is up, gentlemen?
The much long overdue, much anticipated interview with Sonny hanging out with us. Not so much an interview. We're just gonna hang out, y'all. Right? We got Cajun in the house. Petey dropped in. What's up, Petey? I destroyed at bingo last night on Victoria's channel.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure people are planning violence against me after I won every game of bingo last night.
You know, he to pull a hockey term out, he did a triple double, folks.
You're stupid.
No, he pulled a hat trick. Won 3 out of 4 games?
Something like that, yeah.
Well, you know, Colorado was well represented. You won 3 times? Aaron won once or twice, I think.
Yep.
My wife won once. Like it was like a Colorado sweep. I mean, I may posted this a time or two in the chat last night.
Frank started that conspiracy theory.
You're a cheat.
So how you doing this morning, Sonny? What's going on with you?
Pretty good. Especially when we all jumped in here before the scenes and all got sales at the same time. That was pretty cool.
That was crazy, right? So we will be going live every day now because obviously Sonny is our good luck charm. We were all like, who got a sale? And then like literally Sonny got a sale, and then I got a sale, and then Frank got a sale, like all at the same time.
Yeah, eBay was like Oprah.
It was like Oprah.
I thought I heard the noise, and I'm like, Jimmy, you got a sale? He's like, that's not me. I'm like, well, it wasn't me. And Sonny's like, wasn't me. Then all of a sudden, I got a sale. You got a sale. And, yeah.
Our sales are broken like YouTube.
So do you mind if I ask what did you sell?
It was I think they were Loa boots. I've had them for some time now. Yeah, these are Loa boots. This is a pretty good brand. I would say it's a Bolo in general. LOWA boots, shoes for men and women. They sell usually pretty good. I don't know why these didn't sell good. Maybe it was something I wrote in the description or didn't add. So they usually sell for like 16 up. LOWA. Loa.
Never heard of it.
Loa. I'm sorry, LOWA.
I sold a collector's edition Overwatch game. Dang.
I actually got 2 of them.
Is that the one that's behind you, or is that the figure behind you?
No, this is I got this on the shelf somewhere over there. I don't even know where this is at. I better go find it.
Larry said he didn't have any sales yet.
Jimmy's next video. Want another lost package.
Erin had that happen. Was it last week? She had the reseller's worst nightmare. She had a sale, I believe it was, and couldn't find it. And yeah, that is the worst feeling ever, to be honest with you guys.
Frank, you can put the buffet mic away now. Again with the leaning into it. She had the worst nightmare ever. When is that thing going to be up and working? I mean, we know why it doesn't work, but because you can't hear when it's plugged in. But when are we going to
get a good pair of AirPods so I can look cool, like my cousin Dan when he's on with us, or figure out how to do the. Because when I plug it in, then I can't hear the audio coming back at me. And Thrifting Goomba said there's a way to do it, but they didn't go into detail. So if anybody out there knows how to do that.
So, Sonny, I want to ask you, because you remind me of Aaron as far as you're just destroying on Instagram and social media. And I just want to start this story off by saying, like, when it comes, like, I'm pretty good at technology and stuff, but when Instagram came out, I love you, Larry, but I turned into Larry Lafferty. I was like, so how does this Instagram work?
But if you don't have an iPhone, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Did he put down the phone?
Yeah, I did. I gotta hide my phone. Frank's got one.
So one of the questions I have been getting asked, and it's not huge. I don't add music, so if you know part of this and want to know, I don't add music to it because I want people to hear on Instagram when I share the stories whose voices. And to me, that's more of like, oh, that's when you hear something that's Jimmy, whether you're playing it, your recordings or pre-recordings or whatever videos out listing. I like to hear these videos as well. So what I do on my cell phone, I just go to it on the right side. It's going to be on the right side. You just swipe down and then there's a recording.
Okay.
Little record button right there. And it counts down 3 seconds. So by that time, you could go to your Instagram or YouTube. Oh. It has a little record button, like a little red dot to show that it's still recording, and you just press it, then it'll stop it. So when you go to your Instagram, you just share that story, and depending on how long it is, it'll have different segments, and you could delete whichever one you don't want, and then you see how you could add stuff in there. It's very simple.
So it's like a mini video editor right in there, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's a screen record, but it also records the audio too.
So that's why I don't have that game. Then I'm just gonna use that excuse. I don't have an iPhone, so
Android is that what you have?
Yeah, I have the Note 10
Pro. One thing I like about Androids, and it's been for years since they come out, their quality in video and pictures, iPhone can't touch them.
Right.
They're
amazing. Yeah, for sure. Like my pictures come out amazing with this thing. Yeah, I mean that's like if you guys aren't following Sonny on Instagram, I'm highly recommended for 2 reasons because he's putting out good stuff. But man, like I never, and that's why he's such an awesome dude. Like I never asked him to promote me or he says he enjoys my show, which I appreciate that, Sonny, or our show. He enjoys it. And so then I'll be on the show and I'll be like, I'll get tagged in a message where he's watching. He's telling people to come watch it with him. Like, he's just awesome. Like if you're not following him on Instagram, make sure you go over there and follow him. I'm gonna try to put a link to that on here.
Where you doing that?
Try to add a link.
Aaron is asking one more time. So you just go to your iPhone. I'm not sure about Androids. On the right side of your screen, swipe down. And then on the bottom left, or at least for mine, it's a little record button, little dot. Click on that. It counts 3 seconds down. That's when you're just going to swipe up to go to whatever screen you want to go to. I'm going to go to my Instagram. It's on the bottom. And I could just record whatever I want. It doesn't have to be Instagram. It could go to YouTube. But once you're done, just click that little red button. And then it'll save. You could go into your recordings of your photos and edit it there if you want to kind of, cut it off little segments on your own. So it's pretty easy.
Yeah. So like a video of me talking and it'll be like Batman and Robin running and be like, get to the show. And it's just some really cool stuff that he's putting together. And again,
social media is free. Most apps, and for the most popular ones, Instagram, which is owned by Facebook, TikTok and everything else, like this is free advertisement. And when I was in college, going for digital media classes, and I was in photography. I was worked with the school paper, taking photos with photography and other things. Like I was like, how can I do the most with what I don't have? And that was money. So I was just applying myself towards these free apps because pretty much everybody has a phone. Even if you're broke, you'll find that people have a phone. Somehow they're able to pay for it. So I just took advantage of free because everybody could afford it and just took it. And it did pretty good for me. I got out of, I guess, a lot of bill collectors, using free advertisement for graphic design, t-shirts, photography. So
yeah, you definitely, I can tell, like, you excel at it. Like, and for someone like me that, I'm trying, but like, I'm finally starting to admit that maybe I'm getting old. Like some of it gets past me, and I hate that that's happening. But like, and I'll be on there and I'll be trying to figure out how some of the stuff you're doing. But part of, like you said, you have the iPhone, but like I know I can record on here, and it's just something I'm gonna have to look into. But yeah, you're excelling for sure. Like I obviously I follow you, and I'm closely following. And speaking of TikTok and learning stuff, I don't know if we want to go into this right away, but did you, by any chance, did you take any dancing classes?
I'm gonna say yes.
So this is breaking footage of
my hips were broken and my legs were broken at this point.
We may or may not have some breaking footage.
It's probably gonna break your eyesight.
Now this is no slip and slide. This is no Rev resell trying to jump the shark like the Fonz in Happy Days.
This is well-trained dancing is what we call this. All right, you guys ready for this? Now you're gonna get this tune stuck in your head. So I apologize at first. And I'll let Frank, when the replay happens, he'll tell about his favorite part of the video. So
look at my man boobs.
Come on, man. You're all yoked. All right, here we go. You guys ready for this? Here we go. This is awesome. Yeah.
That's my wife.
Get it, Sonny.
Get it.
Replay
right there.
Now, Frank, what's your favorite part, Frank?
Watch the dog at the end. The dog's like, no, let me show y'all how it's done. He comes around the corner. He's checking it out. He's like, no, step back. My turn. You got to raise the roof.
One more time, y'all. That dog's throw you. I throw my hands up. Get it, Sonny. Look at those moves, bro.
I didn't know what I was doing. My body wasn't comprehending.
I gotta say though, I think your wife might be a little bit better at it than you.
I got two left hips, not
She's
two
got
left.
better timing. Watch this timing. Boom. Hold it. Pause. And boom.
No, the dog has the pause. Look at that. Watch. Bam.
And I have to look at that dog. He's like, get it.
Oh man, I'm tearing up.
We should hold on. I gotta save it just right there. Anyway, so I figured that was on Facebook, social media. So it was or TikTok. Sorry, it's for the whole world to see. So
yeah, yeah. That's my wife's TikTok. I forget what it is. Mine is Sunny in Las Vegas. I ended up changing my new week like 2 weeks ago.
Unlike myself, Dan can do two things at once, and one of them not being put in his foot.
Everybody wants your TikTok. One more time. Oh, one more time. Okay, one more time. That's his. So that's his wife's TikTok. He said on there. You're gonna be going like this later on. It'll be bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, once my wife got TikTok, which was right before this video, I had to go and delete some videos off of my TikTok because nobody from work was following me. And there was a lot of stuff that we were doing at work that other people who nobody knew I had a TikTok. I had to hide it.
Awesome though, man. You're braver than I am. That's for sure. Like, and you got the moves. I'd be like, people would be like, "Oh, I got to unsubscribe to this guy." If I tried that.
I think, Tommy, I think it's like a melted Tootsie Roll from back in the 80s. I was found under the bleachers with a little bit of dirt, you know? Just have a little give.
Oh my gosh, that's too
I don't
funny.
think Tootsie Rolls have an expiration date, so I think I'm good.
Yeah, Sonny was. I mean, I saw that and I was like, "Oh, he just gave me ammunition, whether he knows it or not." But I mean, it's not even bad. Like, it's pretty. The music's perfect. The dog's getting it. He's like,
if I had probably around 4 Tito's and sodas, I would have probably been on point.
Are we all usually like that?
right?
Give me a few drinks.
Yeah, we got the link
Some
in the
Copperhead
chat.
Road.
What's that?
You know, throw some tequila in me and put on some Copperhead Road. This guy will move like Jagger.
We need a Ron Burgundy.
I could see that.
Right? That would be awesome.
I could see that with Burgundy.
Yeah, that's funny. Sorry, I mean, you started talking about TikTok and some of your special training, and I was like, he must have took dance class.
No, I'm natural. I woke up this way.
Self-taught.
Yeah. Thank you, Aaron.
Well, that just goes to the whole, he is killing it on social media, guys. You guys got to be following him, and go to check him out on YouTube. He does some good edit. I mean, his next level editing on YouTube and everything he's doing, like, it's awesome. It turns out great.
One thing I don't like about YouTube videos for myself is that I do get judged from my peers from college, so I got to put in a little bit more work, which is why you would see a lot more cuts, you know?
Yep.
But I'm learning through all of y'all that I shouldn't do that. Like, just let it flow. You know, if there's some parts that don't need to be in there that's kind of too wordy, like, yeah, you could take that out. But I'm caught in between school and what other people are doing and recommending. Not so much that I want to be like everybody else, but one example I would say today, if you haven't watched Chris's old school pickers video, nice, smooth. It was probably like 30 minutes, and you would never know. It was nice and comfortable and entertaining.
Yeah.
And I like to teach stuff along the way too. You know, I don't look for things to say, hey, I want to, what can I learn to teach that I don't know? I don't do that. If I know it, I want to share it. If I don't know it, then I learn more about it. That's just the way I am.
Right. I even changed up my format a little bit recently where I'm like, not so much I sold this, I sold this, I sold it. I'm trying to show you what I'm doing, like, and I'm going for some transparency. In my next premiere that I'm working on today, I made a mistake. Like, I made listing and shipping mistake, and I'm gonna show that. So, like, full transparency. And I break down why it was a mistake. So to provide information, try not to do this.
How to prevent somebody else from making a mistake that, you know.
Yeah. When
Tommy,
I started,
or your comments, I'll check it out later. Thank you, Tommy.
When I started, I didn't know anything about reselling, and I mean nothing. I didn't know what reselling was. I didn't know what thrifting was. I didn't know Goodwill, Savers, and all these other places. I didn't know none of it. And when I started making videos, I think I was like everybody else. You just want to show your highlights.
Yeah.
You know, that's how you start. But then after a while, you realize, like, this ain't helping nobody. And it's more like a bragging factor. Mm-hmm. And as much as majority of people who do brag, it's not so much a bragging. They're excited, and it comes off that way. You know, right. And I was like, you know what? Let me tone it down a little bit. For me, there's a lot of personal things that I'm trying to not be so much of like how I used to be in the military, that I want to just tone it down a lot and just be comfortable within myself and share it, and hopefully other people will take from it. Right.
That's good. Because that is a fine line to, you know, because if you're just like, that's why I wanted to go with, look what I sold, look what I sold, look what I sold. And I'm starting to break down more about the item that I sold, and like I said, my daily stuff. So it is a fine line, because you don't want to come off as, oh, I sold this, check me out, and then I'm not going to tell you anything about it, but look how much money I made.
But that would be fun if you took it to that factor of doing that, you know, jokingly.
Right.
Like how YouTubers are, you know, and you play other people, we mark ourselves. So that's would be
a good idea, actually. Like, my mistake, I could have been like, look what I did, guys.
Or guess who I am? Probably take some people off.
You go into some details into why the item sold for so much, and it just helps people to understand because, you know, I'll explain to people all the time when I'm sitting around other friends or family, and I tell them, yeah, I sold a Sony Walkman for $55 and I paid a quarter for it at a garage sale. And so then you go into why it's sold, and I explain to them, you know, our generation wants to kind of buy things we couldn't have when we were kids because I couldn't afford a Sony Walkman. I had to get a GPX knockoff $10 Walkman instead of the good Sony, you know what I mean? So when you actually start going into the reasons why things sell, I think it helps people to understand why you should source this item or look for these particular items instead of, like you said, just oh, let me, you know, show off how great I am and how much you suck kind of thing, you know. So speaking of, how long have you been sourcing and listing for?
According to my YouTube videos, it's been like 4 months, 4 years now. 4 years.
Nice.
I thought it was 2 years. That's how fast it goes by. I thought it was 2 years that I was getting into my third, and then I saw my videos, and I was like, "Whoa, that's 4 years ago."
And are you? And I know this, but just for, are you full time, part time?
I'm.
Like, what's your? Go ahead.
I could be full time, and I could have been full time like a year ago, but my wife's the one that said no because you don't know how long you're gonna be making that money, right? So I said, well, how about I make it up to 6 months? And it was growing ever since then. And I showed her, and she said, no, because she's way younger than me, but she's more of an old school person of she wants that security net of guarantees. And if you go have a full-time job, you're going to get 80 hours, you know, more or less. And that's where she's at. And then I was thinking about it as much as I was butthurt for months. I was like, man, but I could do this because when we want to do stuff, we're so focused on like, yes, I can. I'll show you, but we want to show ourselves too. Then I realized the stuff I'm doing here at home, I wouldn't be doing it for those 8 hours while I'm at work. So that's money I would be missing out on, and then having to invest in stuff that I would have to occupy myself within those 8 hours. And with the job that I'm at now, because of this whole shutdown, I'm making like, what am I making right now? I think I'm making $17.35 an hour, but once this whole shutdown gets over with and we go back to normal lives for the most part, I'll be going from at least 25 to 30 a year to around 60,000 a year.
Oh wow!
And that's from the same job, so it's going to be an easy transition if
that would be hard.
It all works out.
Yeah,
same 8 hours.
Aaron has a question. Any ideas for some new fun ideas for videos, guys?
No. Froggy took the best idea.
Great question, Aaron. One of our most valued viewers here on YouTube. Right. Aaron, best offer queen, bow down, held the queen. What I was thinking was making a video of going to actual like Goodwill and Savers and having some kind of like I miss you skit with some kind of song or something. You know, you're like hugging the wall or like pressing it or standing so far where you're reaching out, you know.
Like some Celine Dion from Titanic.
Yeah, like you just play around with that. Like some kind of video.
Hey Georgina, welcome.
She's like, I stole your idea. It's gone now.
All right.
She could be on a shopping cart like this.
That'd be cool to get a lot of people take a photo, you know, like a gang amount of people to take a photo in front of these stores and just stand there like, we miss you.
Right?
Like, they're crazy.
Matt's doing what was that? Mervin's that used to do that? Open.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, you're old.
Right? That's a great idea. Actually, nobody steal that idea, Sonny. You need to make that.
Yeah. Erase
have a bunch of different YouTubers send in the videos. Is that what you're saying? Of them like being released back into the store.
Maybe some Whitney Houston playing.
Brittany Brands knows what's up.
Look, and she's even pointing at her comment to let it be known. Home run.
Oh shoot! Who's gonna try to sing it though? Not me.
Not me.
You're the talented one.
I can't sing and I can't dance. I'm more of like a director.
Right.
Hey, I continuously say I have a face for radio, so.
Lynn, I appreciate it. Lynn's awesome.
Georgina agrees.
So, guys, with y'all with reselling, have y'all gone out sourcing on someone way or another?
I've been doing Facebook buys.
This
It's
guy
been
does.
hard to find stuff. I made about 4 collection buys that I made recently, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And one was from a trash can.
You
The
paid
guy-
the trash can.
No, the guy threw the
Oh.
stuff away. He had it on Facebook. I went to go check it out, and half the stuff he had thrown away by the time I got there. But then he still sold it to me. I was like, he dug it out of his trash can.
Yo, that guy's a hustler. He needs his own YouTube video.
Right? Like, he played it good because he was an older guy. He's like, I don't know what these video game things are for, so I just threw them away. And I was like literally, there's a $30 Nintendo 3DS game in the trash.
Jeez.
There was 3 Nintendo DS games, some records and stuff, and I mean, I got it all for 25, but he still was like, no, you're gonna have to still buy it. And I was like, you just dug it out of the trash. But the trash can was still inside his garage, so I couldn't take it. I couldn't pick through the trash.
I don't know why, but
Waste management trash can yet, but
as you kept saying trash can, I was looking at the belt behind Frank, and I'm just imagining you hit this guy with the trash can.
Right?
WWE
Mobile on him. He still made me pay $25.
Oh man, awesome DVD lot, nice.
I haven't done a lot.
Dan has
DVDs are doing good.
on Matt. He did that deal with his family, the $20 in 2020 idea. That was a cool way to get the rest of the family involved in it, because most of us, we're like the plague. Our family doesn't want to do anything with reselling. My family supports me on the channel and they come in and watch the show, but they're not ones for wanting to help list or ship or anything like that. So
my wife helps. She loves to source. Like, she's gotten to the point where she doesn't source for herself anymore. She sources for resale, or she doesn't go to yards. When she goes yard sale, she's looking for stuff to resell, and she takes it to the post office.
Uh-oh.
You're in the trouble, dude. What are you talking about, pal? Uh-oh.
No
trouble.
more breakfast burritos for you, Frank.
Right.
In Frank's family, you don't get in trouble. You're in the trouble.
Yeah.
That sounds like it hurts.
He is currently in the trouble.
And my brother, on the other hand, loves to buy stuff.
Yeah.
My brother is the sourcing machine. Speaking of, is my sister still in the chat?
I don't know.
Antoinette, are you still in here? Because I
Are
didn't
you
show her the
sourcing
love.
right now, Sonny? How are you sourcing right now?
Mostly offer up, not just sourcing but selling as well. And they've been some pretty big items. It took about 2 weeks until the whole dumbbell trend of selling online. I had originally put a 35. Well, I tested a 35-pound dumbbell inside a medium flat rate box, and it works best if you don't seal one in. You just close it off, don't put the adhesive, and you slide it in. I don't know why it works best that way, but it'll give and bow out, and it fits perfectly flush within the medium flat rate box. It's just gonna be bouncy.
So weights I've never tried selling weights. They do pretty good, huh?
Right now, they're crazy. Anything fitness on OfferUp, if you look it up, or in your area if it's big enough, like I'll look it up. These dumbbells, I had put them on eBay, and I was like, you know what? I have a feeling all these things are going to be asked for a return if you have a return policy. And even if you don't, one thing I hate about eBay is the whole notorious not as described. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
So
you're returning it either way.
I was like, I don't want to deal with that because I have 2 35-pound dumbbells. So I took it off and I looked at OfferUp and I saw they were selling. So I ended up selling both of them on there. 2 35-pound dumbbells I got back in probably May 2019 for $8 each, and they sold for $135 within 30 minutes. Yeah.
Dang.
They sold fast.
Flip right there.
Yeah.
I see that your sister is here, Frank. She just said this.
Yes.
I guess I'm in the trouble because I won at bingo last night.
You guys ready for this? Vintage 1990. This is what kept Aquanet in business.
You're in the trouble for sure now. Oh my gosh. You were so in the trouble.
You reminded me of growing up back in Texas.
Yeah, Jimmy, just so you know, My mom was close several times at bingo last night, and you slept in from. Although they did try to cheat you out of one, and early on, me and Frankie were driving to Fort Collins because he was doing a Facebook Market purchase, and I saw they tried to gyp you out of that first one there. They threw that number 14 on you when it was actually number 4. Wow. So Matt's picking up shoes.
He used to be big in his shoes when I first started, and then they just started dwindling down, and it was more of dress shoes.
I just got 2 bags full of free shoes. My wife got them from a coworker that said here. She knew what, but that's some great advice. Like my wife tells everybody I work with what I do for a living, and this person was like, "Here, sell these shoes. I don't need them." So she brought home 2 bags. They're women's shoes. So I got to look through them, and I'll be learning women's shoes, but like nicer dress shoes, but I'll sell them. Like I don't care.
I agree with this comment for sure, Dan. Jimmy, you know what I'm talking about. What Dan's talking about.
Do we have that available? We gotta put Dan on with his. Dan may or may not have owned a vintage Chicago Bulls hat.
Let me. I'll work on this to get this up. See, now Frankie's in the trouble.
Yeah, you are in the trouble, Frankie. So anybody in the chat, if you have any questions for us or Sonny or any topics you guys want to talk about, we love to hear what you guys have to say on the topics. We want to hit on those topics. Feel free to leave them in the chat. We'll ask them. We'll hit on that topic. So we were talking a little bit behind the scenes about you said you spent some time in Hawaii and you live there.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask that on here, like, what's it like living in Hawaii? Like, a lot of people have been there to visit, but what's it like living there for years?
Really, it's slow pace, and I didn't think I changed until I got here to Vegas, and it was the complete opposite. There in Hawaii, everything's about being sharing and living aloha. So it's just respect for one another. You know, you see an elderly person, you see somebody dressed ghetto. It doesn't matter. You open the door for them, you greet them, you give hugs. And I thought I grew up as a hugging person, like my family back in Texas, where I'm originally from, small country town. And after years of visiting and going back home to Texas, I went and I reached in to give my aunt a hug, and she kind of like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I was like, "Come here." Like, we always hug. And she was like, "No, we don't." I was like, "Oh man," after years I couldn't even get a hug. But it's a different lifestyle. It's really laid back. It's funny here being in Vegas is AKA the ninth island, and locals would be like, "Hey Sonny, you're from Hawaii." And I'm like, "No, I'm not." And they're like, "Yeah, you are." I'm like, "Okay." Whatever. They're pretty bigger than me. So I loved it, man. It's just nice. But the one thing that screwed me up, I used to be one of the guys that had like an 8-pack, chiseled, always in the gym exercising. And I remember being at a beach one day, and there was this big old Samoan guy, one uncle, and he had the belly out, no shirt on, like bigger bad boobs than what I got now. I still can't compete with this guy. And it was just like, he was just walking with the Corona beer. And I was like, I want to look the way that guy feels, like I want to feel that way, comfortable. And it went to my head. I ended up getting steaks, short ribs, and Heinekens every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I got to that point. And then I realized when I got there, I was like, I don't want to feel this way. So now I'm backtracking, trying to get back in shape.
I'm glad I don't know how that feels. I was talking about being in shape and having a 6-pack. Some questions popped in. Matt wanted to give you some props on one of the first YouTubers he ever watched, and the idea to sell shoes. So so kind of along the same question, what do you like to sell, Sonny? Aaron asked that.
Pants. I'm stuck on pants. Like, I like to sell everything, but I like pants. I like the things that people like to complain about, which is clothing in general. I hear a lot of people saying I can't stand clothing. You got to do measurements. You got to, with pants and shirts, it only takes seconds. Like, I think the reason why people say that is because they follow people who say that, and they're stuck on wanting to mimic them. And to me, if you're stuck on missing out or like taking a few seconds to measure a chest. It's as simple as chest, boom, measurement, rib inseam or length if there's not an inseam, you know, sleeve, like that. It takes that fast to do it, and if you don't do it, that's you're not valuing your time, I think, in a way. And not to offend anybody, but it's super simple. Don't miss out on money that you could be making out of say 10 seconds.
Yeah, some of my biggest flips have been clothes. I mean, you know, I sell clothes daily, and a third of my inventory is clothes. Like you said, it's not fun, it's not sexy, it's not glamorous, but it makes you money. You know,
what I've always said about clothes, like you have to look at it. For me, like if you look at it just at the work on the front end, you're making a mistake because, like I don't like the front end of selling clothes. I don't like the measuring, the hanging it, and the pictures. But I love it when I sell one and ship it because it's the easiest thing to ship out the door. So, yeah, and then vice versa. When I list a VCR, it's really easy on the front end, couple pictures, boom. But then when I go to ship it, it's like, oh my gosh, I got to wrap it and put this whole box together. So clothes, you just got to look at it like the work's on the front end. But when it sells, I mean, it's stored in a couple bags and out the door,
Yeah, this is I had this. Well, let me answer the question. It was
let me bring it back up for you.
I remember Sonny's video, little glass figure that I paid. There's been a lot of things that's been like 50 cents to $1 that sell for 100 or more, even $50 or 20. And the only reason I find these things is because I'm looking at other YouTubers and learning. It's very rare that with as much of us that are out here that we come across the same things, but there's similar things that help us when we're out sourcing, whether it be in person in stores or online, that something clicks in our head that's like, hey, that's what Joey said, that's what Frank said, that's what Jimmy said, that's what Aaron said. They're similar. It may not be the same thing, but it might be the same brand. And it just helps source thrifts so much easier. Got a question from, who was it? Island Dan M. I was in Oahu, but I've pretty much been to all the other islands. I was there from 06 to 2015. And Spam, I love Spam. But that was before Hawaii. That was me growing up in Texas.
Right.
So you said pants, right?
Pants.
What's the most expensive pair of pants you've ever sold? And then what's your favorite brand to sell?
I don't have a favorite anything. I just like favorite dollar signs. Like right. I like looking at stuff and saying, hey, if I could buy this for $2, I could sell it for 15. But not like, I like thinking of things of bettering my odds, not so much of, hey, everybody's selling it for 15 and the price is selling at 15. I kind of give a $5 give, either up or down, because you're always going to compare the quantity or the size of something. But it's more of like, if I buy something for $2 and I see it selling for 30, the market's always changing, so I know it's probably going to come down. My best guess is probably going to come down. So that's where I'm working at. It's kind of like my own insight to things.
I love something. Wendy's saying she sells plus size clothing. I literally salivate when I see like a 3X, 4X, 5X. Because
3X jacket. So.
Because for me, I wear 5X. I like my shirts to be nice and loose, but clothes for me are hard to find. I can't, so I know there's a lot of big guys like myself out there, and being able to find those sizes, because you can't go into a Walmart, Target,
right.
Kohl's and find our size. They're just not available. It's not going to happen. So yeah,
that put up a good question. I mean, that's the question.
Yeah, working on it.
What brand's so quick? They're gonna I would say the number one fastest seller of a brand would be Under Armour. Something about Under Armour, especially their like sweatpants, anywhere from $20 to $30, and that's used. And Nikes, I have the similar colors, similar size, and it's gonna be less. I've been vouching for Under Armour for a long time now, probably for like 6 months since I started realizing how fast Under Armour are going. And my Nike pants are staying. But when it comes to shirts, if it's Nike Pro Combat Pro, those are usually fast sellers. And one thing about the Goodwill that I used to shop here when it was open, they would always have these items like in a sports section for like $1 to $2, and I would just pick them all up. And I think they started realizing like, hey, whoever this person is getting them are people, like let's mark the prices up. So then you got to start hunting for the things that they missed out on.
Nice. So a lot of people are talking about plus size clothes. I agree, because what makes I think hard about plus size clothes is like, as a plus size person, like I wear clothes out. Like I don't ever donate clothes. I wear them till they're worn out. So I think that's another reason why it's hard to find them, because when you're plus size and you find that comfortable shirt, like you hang on to it until it's worn out, like, and it's not worth donating it after that.
Well, the key word you said too is comfortable, because some materials are just crappy. It could look expensive, but it doesn't feel quality.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Tommy was saying like Ross, Burlington, Marshalls, TJ Maxx. I don't have luck finding it here in Colorado. Maybe we're just fatter here, so people are buying them faster than me. I don't know, but
that's because I was there just before you got there.
Yeah, I'm like following him. So my brother asked, you don't sell any kids' clothes at all? Have you tried sourcing any kids' clothes or any luck with any kids' clothes?
Kids' clothes with me? I like to look at jerseys. I do come across some things, but when it comes to kids stuff, I think I look at the kids section more than anything, because it just happens often here in Vegas. I find cycling clothes found inside the kids section because they're compression, so they look small. So I guess they just judge it by size. I just found some, what is it? Pearl Zumi? Zumi? I can't remember the name, but there are these shorts that were inside there, and this was one of my last like 2 thrifts before it all shut down, for like $1.50, and they ended up selling for $30. So it was right in the kids section. I was looking at the toys. I looked down and I was like, I know that name. Picked it up right there and then. Torrid does so fast, Maggie. I like Torrid. I usually find the plus sizes, but one thing with plus sizes that I've found to watch out for is the width inside the thighs, because they rub, is one thing to watch out for. But at the same time, it's if you get them for cheap enough, you could still sell them. And I would put in the description, I've done this before, saying, hey, where that wear and tear is on the inside, you could cut them and make them into shorts. And sometimes people are like, hey, great idea. I'm going to buy them for that. So
that is a good idea. Now that I have my basement, like I stopped doing clothes because I just don't have room to take pictures. Now that I have my basement, I'm going to set up, and I'm going to go back into clothes again. I'm going to set up a spot just for pictures for clothes. I was working on my bedroom. Like I just did not have room to keep clothes. Like it was just impossible, and to take pictures of them. But you guys got me a little bit inspired. And it's when the stores open back up, I'm going to start going back into clothes a little bit. Because early on, I did a lot of clothes, and then I backed away.
I got these in Texas. I haven't listed yet, and these were $3. So I forget what they are, but I know they resell for like $40 to $55. These little kids' shoes. So Tommy mentioned earlier, they got to be rare or something, and these are, and that's when you still have to look. It's one thing too, like, don't be in a habit of listening to people completely. If they say don't get into clothes, don't get into plus sizes, don't get into jackets because it's going to be summer soon, I would say BS, because I've sold jackets year round.
Yeah, for sure. And
I just picked up 2 last night I'm stoked about. I've sold this brand before. It was in one of my videos for a vest. I think that sold for around $370, almost $400 that I got for $9. And I was like, last night I went on OfferUp, and I seen this guy had one, and on OfferUp, you want to make sure to check out their listings. Wherever you go to on whatever platform, if somebody has a listing of some sort, look at whatever else they got and try to bundle it as well. So this guy was selling one of the jackets for $280, and I saw that he had another one. I messaged him, and it was listed like a year ago. So when I messaged him, I say, hey, I see you got 2 of these jackets in the same size. He actually marked the sizes wrong. And he said, yeah, I got both. I was like, what's your best offer for both of them? He said, what's your best offer? And I was like, crap. I'm going to lowball this and see where I could go with it. So it's somewhat of a lowball. So I offered $250, and he said, can we meet at $300 even for both? And I'm like, hell yeah. Because one of the jackets sold for over $1,000 and is brand new with tags. So I was like, done. And then I was messaging him, when can we meet? Where can we go? And if y'all want to check this out, it's a Canada Goose, very good jacket. The only reason I was looking at it on OfferUp is because I was thinking of what I just said, year-round stuff. jackets, and I just typed in Canada Goose, and sure enough, somebody here had one. So I can't wait to look them up soon.
I'm gonna show my lack of knowledge on clothes. What's Tommy talking about? A gleamer? Do you know what that is? Or maybe Tommy, if you want to let us know what you're talking about. I don't know. But I like the gleamer for thicker. Is that like a tool? I'm not sure what that is.
Those tool that you can go across the fabric and it cuts the piling off to.
Okay. I mean, I know I have the cheap
fabric,
little,
like
we
a
have a
fabric
cheap
shaver?
little shaver. Maybe Tommy will tell us exactly what it is. I don't know. Or anybody.
Sonny, talking about kids' jerseys, we sold a vintage champion Michael Jordan jersey. I think my brother may have found it at a Thrifts or a garage sale for like a quarter or 50 cents, and we got, I think, $90 for it.
Yeah.
That jersey literally was this big from collar to tail. I mean, it was. But somebody, it was vintage, it was champion, and people look past that stuff all the time because, and I'm guilty of it. I don't think of kids' clothes because I think with kids, they're rougher with their clothes. They're going to be in worse condition. But, I mean, you just got to work, I guess. I mean.
Yeah.
It only takes seconds to look, and if you have time, why not? What's up, Nate? Drive safe.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, be careful, Nate. Thanks for hanging out with us. Nate is awesome, dude, man. I was talking to him a little bit last night. That dude was awesome.
So, Matt, is that an actual tool designed for that, or you just use like a disposable razor for that? Or
Here, I'm gonna see if I got one real quick.
Yeah, I love selling clothes. Like I said, they're not fun, they're not sexy, but they make money. I
think my wife used it, so it's not down here anymore. Yeah, I mean, I had one because I had one of those shavers for when I was selling clothes, but it's not down here anymore because, like I said, I haven't listed clothes in a while.
What about concert T-shirts and band shirts and stuff like that? Sonny, you get into those at all?
I do, because when you see them, they stand out for the most part. Those type of T-shirts stand out, and I rarely come across single stitch, and that's the second thing I look at, because I'm just hoping like, okay, maybe I break out of this, this streak of not finding any. But even if they're not vintage or that brand that you want to find, usually they still sell for some good money. And when it comes to clothes, speaking of them, one thing I am kind of thinking is that while everybody's trying to go into thrift stores, and if you have the bins, I'm gonna jump over on the bins and try that out rather than dealing with the crowds in line at the stores, unless it's my day off, because people get crazy inside these Goodwill stores and Savers when it's like this. When it's deal days, it's just one of the things about me is my PTSD. When there's too much people, I start getting a little irritated, a little too fast. Last thing I want to do is be walked out with a ban sign or something about me saying you can't be in here no more.
So do you sell on Posh? Because a lot of people are talking about Posh. Do you sell on Posh?
I have an account on Posh, but I haven't listed anything on Posh. After yesterday, I ended up getting a message from this other reseller about a Funko Pop. So last night I got the order around 8, or yesterday morning I got the order around 8. It happened just as soon as I woke up, which is the best feeling in the world. I packed it up within 15 minutes or 30 minutes after washing my face and stuff. So I packed it up, went to go drop it off at 9 at the post office, and then like 4 hours later, this guy's asked to cancel it, and I said it's already been shipped. Like you should see it on your end, and that was the first thing I looked at when he asked that. Is like, let me check out this guy's account. And this guy's a reseller of Funko Pop. He's a Funko Pop collector. So I'm like, I messaged him back saying it's already been shipped. I was driving, so I shouldn't have been texting anyways, but it was such a country road. Yeah, it's a country road. So I was like, I actually pulled over and did it. I said, it's been shipped already. So after a few minutes still coming on my way home, this guy says, oh, that's shady. Like, I see that it's shipped, but it's not delivered. And I'm like, what is wrong with this guy? Of course it's not going to be delivered. You live like 2 states away or something. It was shipped off today. So this guy went on and on, talking crap about me. So I just replied back saying, I'm a military combat veteran. I'm as honest as they come. And that why would I want to lie to you, that I'll try to get with the post office. And I told him I used to work with the post office. I still know some people, or to contact directly, I'll try to stop it. And he still starts running his mouth at me. And I'm like, why am I even helping this guy out? I shouldn't, but I just want this to be resolved. So I ended up having one of the supervisors contact me back saying, hey, Sonny, we got it. It's going to be stopped and sent back to you. So I could have did that online to reverse the thing, but to me, it was better contacting the post office. Yeah. It was just annoying. So because of that, I've had nothing but out of like 10 sales, one of them was only one that was good. Everybody else has had made issues out of nothing. So I'm going to cancel my Mercari once this goes bad, or once this comes back and it's resolved, and get out of Mercari because I don't like it at all.
Oh, really? Nate made me laugh when you were talking about that. Oh, yeah. He said, my bad, Sonny, that was me.
No, this guy's name is on my Instagram. I put it on there.
I got his information.
Yeah, you don't want to do that, Nate. I'll go to your Amazon and have you banned.
Hey, now.
You won't be hearing that merch fulfill for long.
It'd be like, damn it, Sonny. It's like,
I actually have had quite a bit of luck early on in Mercari. I just started a month ago, and I'm happy with the results so far.
Yeah. I'm glad it's working for people. It's not working for me.
Yeah. I don't like the waiting for the feedback, and then, I mean, I don't like that part of it, but, that's kind of whatever.
Yeah, that's that platform. Yeah, that's their rules.
Yeah. So sometimes you'll be like, and then you have to leave feedback for the buyer before you can see how they left you. So like, oh, they were great, awesome, and then you see they leave you like, this took forever to get here. Like, it's not my fault the post office is having trouble.
Yeah.
Damn, Sonny, you're like treading on thin ice there, buddy. You said don't talk about his Amazon.
Not go there.
Nah, Nate's awesome. One thing about Nate, when everybody saw the video about our Instagram and how he did it about getting fired or let go from his work, and then the next day he's just like killing it. He broke over 1,000, I think to like 1,300 or something like that. And then he shows these photos on Instagram, like how much sales he's getting. I'm just like, yes,
right.
Like I hate to see people struggle because I've been through that, which is why I try so hard. And I think I'm naturally supportive of others. One thing haven't been doing lately is YouTube videos, but I try to be part of the community, being supportive as in like the Instagram stories and, sharing comments, even if I don't get them back. To me, that's not my point. I'm not one to give and say, hey, what about me? I'm just giving because I can. And with Nate, I'm super stoked and happy for him in so many different ways. Like, I think everybody is. I love to see people succeed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I got a question. I'm playing naive and dumb here. I see everybody talking about Maggie had a party last night. What was that about? If anybody can explain that to me, do you guys know on here?
No.
You know what we need to do? We need to have a posh person on the show sometime. Any posh people? Like, none of us. I know I'm not. I've never even tried Poshmark. But I'd love to have someone on here with some knowledge, even if you're just for our viewer, the people that hang out with us every day, the viewers, just to help them with that, because we would love to have someone on with some knowledge in that field to help us explain that to people that are watching.
I would say on Instagram, it's funny because it's like almost the opposite of Twitter. Twitter is more of just reading for the most part, even though it's for the past probably 2 years now, it's been videos and images. But Instagram is somewhat similar. And if you're big on Instagram already and don't have another account, then I would say still open up account, but don't focus on that account. Still try to get better like you do on whatever platform on eBay. Get good at it until it's like, okay, I've somewhat mastered this. Let me work on another thing little by little, but don't give it 100% to take away from what's already working. And with Instagram, it's just like, if you have information to share, put it in your captions. Not everybody's going to read it, but I'm one of those people that I like to read what you have to say, and it carries with me. I take from it, and it's useful at times. Or it's a neutral kind of post to where it just makes me feel better about the day. We all go through stuff daily. So I like to read. I'm big on reading, and for me, I like long captions.
So, Aaron, you're going to be our volunteer posh expert. That'd be awesome. We'll have you on again for sure. That what Tom said.
Brittany, you sound like you're pretty knowledgeable on posh. It sounds like Wendy, Maggie, any of y'all. We'd love to have any of you guys on. Just let us know.
Being new at Mercari, what Tommy said really interests me. Like, I would like to know, if that's true. Like, I think he's right because like I use Vendu and it just reset and I'm listing on stuff on there again, and my activity has gone up, my sales have gone up a little bit. Oh, you haven't hosted a party yet, Aaron? Well, what's up with that? You need to host a party then.
Brittany, what day are you available next week? Besides Tuesday, Jimmy, is that correct? Tuesday's booked.
Yeah, we have someone. We'll have someone with us on Tuesday, and then you're not gonna. We'll have to discuss Monday. Frank won't. Frank has some stuff. Some stuff he has to take care of on Monday. I'll let him decide if he wants to talk about that. So I'll be looking for a possible guest host on Monday.
Yeah, so Monday I will not be on the show. My wife has a angiogram to follow up on her stroke and her aneurysm, so we will be at University Hospital from 6 o'clock Monday morning till about 6 o'clock Monday evening. So long day for us, but so I will not be available on Monday. So yeah, if anybody would like to join in and be a co-host and you guys talk posh, I'll be able to watch it from the waiting room. So it's not like I won't be able to see or hear what's going on or whatever. So
right. Yeah, and we'll talk about that. Aaron, I'll reach out to you. Well. I need to Brittany Brands. Is it Brittany? Are you on Instagram, Brittany? I would like to. Or is it Brittany Brands on Instagram? I need to look at that.
Somebody sold something. Or I got a message.
I got a coupon.
Okay, Jimmy, you got a co-host on Monday.
Cool, awesome. That'd be awesome, Aaron.
It's not Aaron though, so she's not allowed to.
Yeah, Brittany, if you want to put Britt Brands on. All right, I'm gonna find you right now. Sorry, guys. Let me put my old man.
There you go.
There you are. Follow. Hey, real quick before we, real quick because I did some questions yesterday for the first time and they went okay, but I heard that maybe someone on this panel has a little bit of talent, possibly.
Frank.
And so I wanted to do one of the question per se. It was a skill test.
Damn it! I already lost.
Sonny, is that all right if we do a quick?
You already saw I can't dance. I have no skills.
I know. So you can dance. So if you can translate your skills in dancing into your drawing skills, this should be entertaining. Whew. So okay. Yesterday, I asked Victoria. She had 30 seconds to do a self-portrait, and hers turned out pretty good. But there's a rumor that Sonny, you need more than 30 seconds. I could give you like 45 if you need.
No. I don't like to be
all
given extra that other people aren't given.
Can you drop that comment, Frank? Oh, sorry. You can leave that. I'm sorry. So we're going to give Sonny 30 seconds. Maybe make him the main picture, Frank. 30 seconds to draw a self-portrait, and we're going to see how talented this man is, all right?
What am I going to do?
You're going to draw a self-portrait.
Oh, a self-portrait?
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay.
All right, so when I say the clock will begin, all right? Ready, set, go. Under pressure. You got 15 seconds left. Look at those skills. No, that's do the dance. Add the dance to it. I'm gonna give you an extra 10.
Oh gosh.
You're at 30 seconds now. You got 10 seconds.
Too fast.
That's not bad, man. That is not bad at all.
Oh, that was horrible.
No, man. I mean, under the gun, 30 seconds. Let's see that. Can we get a close up of that?
I started shaking, getting nervous.
No, that turned. I mean, I don't think your belly's that big. I gotta be honest.
That's when my shirt's tucked in.
Rate him 10 being the best, 1 being the worst.
Oh
we
man,
criticism.
I thought that was gonna be easy, but then I started shaking.
1 through 10. If you guys don't mind rating that picture, I give it a 7.5 because you don't.
I think we just found a new segment for the show. I've got one.
Yeah,
we're gonna have a
nice. Thanks, Aaron.
Drawing a selfie whenever we have a guest.
Dan gave it a 7. Aaron gave it a 10. Yeah, that's another good question. That's why we need to have someone on. I don't know how to search for someone on Posh. That was really good, though. I mean, 30 seconds. You cannot do a lot of drawing in 30 seconds.
You want to bet? Look at that.
That's
30 seconds, buddies.
What's wrong with your eye?
Oh,
yeah, thanks,
good, man. I'm glad, and I like that you showed us your drawing. Like we.
Oh, I didn't have to show you? Oh, I would have nailed it then.
Write it down. What, you're gonna go with the whole "I don't have a good memory" thing again, Aaron? All right, let me write it down. Me and Aaron together, we will forget everything because we both have bad memories.
Yeah, I do graphic designs. Since you touched on that, if you check out my Instagram, it is separated from my seller account because it is 2 different things, and it does matter when it comes to social media like that I learned along the way, for me at least, that I had to separate them. And you see some of my characters on there and photos. It's on Sunny in Las Vegas on Instagram.
You had that in the chat earlier, right? Dan, I think Dan has a link to it. If you could put a link to that again, Dan, that'd be awesome. Dan, the man, coming up with the trademark drawing a selfie.
Notice he emphasized sell. Sell.
I think that might be a play on us being resellers. Sorry.
Or large amounts of cellulite. I don't know, one of the 2.
Frank, that was good. That was deep.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, all you
got some business.
People talking about Poshmark, and I've literally never even looked at their website, so I'm looking forward to that. Because
you put up Aaron's question if it's up yet, to Sunny.
No.
What's that? Can you drop best offer queen design? Yeah. I'll tell you what, and I've been doing this lately on Facebook. One thing I haven't been doing in a while is advertising that I do graphic designs, because I used to get so busy, which is a great thing. But then after a while, it's hard to. I don't like having people wait, even though there is a wait factor no matter what you do. That I've been doing designs for people for like a month now, and saying, "Hey, here's your design. Here's my PayPal link. You send me what you feel." And I've been getting some good money back, more than what I would charge at times. But it's more of like, as much as people are getting stimulus checks and people saving money, you still need to save money. And I'm big on that. So it's more of like, hey, whatever you feel is appropriate, go ahead and send that. And if any of y'all want some designs of, check out my Instagram and you can see what I could do. And if it relates to what you want, then by all means, hit me up on Instagram. So that way I have it saved and not have to memorize it. Like Jimmy, I'll probably forget. And I'll be honest, I will forget. So that helps.
That's gonna be my new cat. That's gonna be my new catchphrase. Like Jimmy, I'll probably forget. What? Who said?
Who's Jimmy?
Who's Jimmy guy we're talking about? Yeah, so we're at that time of the show. Any more questions? There's been a lot of great questions today. Any topics? I think that's pretty cool that you got that talent. Have you ever done anything on Fiverr? Have you ever done, like, on the other side of Fiverr, been the one that offered the service?
Fiverr is a really, like, if you think people are gonna lowball you on prices, Fiverr could come off that way. But then there's things where you look at Fiverr and they say, well, I'll make you this. Oh, you want it in this though? That's gonna cost you. That's where they catch you. Some are really good artists, and I'm not taking away from that, but you got to look at what they're offering with what you want, because that's where they catch you. Because once you buy something, usually people then turn into being committed, and then you're going to end up paying top dollar, which is great. But at the same time, like anything else, being a reseller, bargain shop first.
Okay, Dan got the correct Instagram link up there in the chat. Thank you, Goomba, for pointing that out. Dan got that corrected. Thank you. So you're in Vegas. You've been there. You said you've been in there. You've been there a couple years, right? Where?
Yeah.
And you were in Hawaii before that. So where is home? Where were you born? Where was Sonny brought into the world? Where were you?
I was brought into the world in this other small town next to our small town where I was raised. It's Jourdanton, Texas. And I was raised about 11 miles to the west of that in Charlotte, Texas.
So where's the biggest city to that?
To what?
What part of Texas would that be? Where's the nearest major city to that?
San Antonio, which is about an hour.
Okay. So kind of like, is that close to smack dab middle? I don't know.
It's more like south,
right? Yeah, south.
South San Antonio, somewhat
South
between
Central.
Corpus Christi and San Antonio.
Yeah.
That's by Ashton, Texas, right?
Austin's gonna be, I think, like almost 2 hours from where I'm from.
That's awesome, the thrifting Goomba. That's awesome. Thank you so much for getting that for me, and I'm glad he likes it. That's awesome.
Happy belated birthday to your son.
Right? Is that one of those ones you got at that? Was it a garage sale you got, Jimmy? Where
it was an estate sale collection. Yep.
That's right. I remember.
I 15 flags from an 8. You know, I love buying collections. When I see a collection, I buy it up. And there was this guy had a collection of like 15 NFL flags. It was in there, and they're vintage. They're like, I think they were from the 90s or something like that.
Aaron wants to know, how do you measure your jeans, Sonny? Do you just do waist and then inseam, or do you do more detailed measurements?
When it comes to pants, there is a little bit more details, but with the newer pants, it does have more information on the inside labels, as them being like tapered, boot cut, flare, which is flare to me is like the old school bell bottoms. They're just a better name now, I guess, a newer modern name. But I usually do the rise, the leg inseam, and every once in a while I have people ask, what are the leg openings, which is the bottom of the legs around your ankles. Some people ask those questions, and it's you got to know it. So I kind of put that all inside the description.
So as much as I list clothes, I don't do a lot of pants. What is the rise? I'm not sure what that is.
The rise is the bottom. I did this in a video. Bottom of the midsection up into the waist. So there's going to be a cross stitch under your ball sackness, right? So it's going to be ball sackness. So it's going to have like a cross stitch. That's what it is. I said the crotch. Yeah. So right there, there's going to be usually a stitching for the most part with jeans. And from right there up until the top of the waist, that's where you're going to measure it. And there's going to be a low, mid, and high rise.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So surprisingly, in the year and a half I've been selling clothes, I've never had anybody ask me what the rise was on a pair of pants.
It's one of those things that when you hear about it, then it applies to you in some weird worldly order, you know? It's going to end up popping up and you'll be like, damn, I'm glad I know about that now.
Right. Well, what's funny
you
is
don't know about it, it never pops up.
What's funny is my wife's known about this the whole time, and she's never shared this information with me.
She's like, you didn't know?
Thanks, babe. And Dan is familiar with the crotch to waistline, and
oh, shit.
One thing about the waist with pants and any other like pant shorts and anything, you always got to remeasure the waist. Even brand new pants don't add up to the actual waist majority of the time. Like 80, I would say like 90% of the time, the measurement of the waist is incorrect. So I like to add that in there because in the beginning, when I didn't have the measurements in the description, people would say that, hey, it doesn't it's not the same size. So I started implementing in that, and it alleviated having to deal with those questions, and it just made it an easier sell with faster feedback.
Hey,
So
Erica,
you're holding up a pair of pants, and I'm holding up a pair of pants of mine. You're measuring from, do you just take, like, so you hold up a pair of pants and it's 20 inches, right? You just double that and that's the waist that you're going to put in the listing, or do you actually go the circumference and?
No, it just from left to right.
Okay.
But if you have pants that some jeans are stretchy as well. So what I'll do is have it flat, and a lot of resellers, mostly females, I'll see laying flat this measurement, right, in inches or whatever, unless you're like in Canada or overseas, centimeters or something. So you would do if there's a stretch, I would put the measurement laying flat, say 20 inches, and then I'll have a stretch saying, hey, it gives another 3 inches plus another inch, but is not at the max stretch. And it sounds like there's a lot of work to it, but it's not a lot of work. It's really only seconds.
I just want to say real quick to Thrifting Guma Michael, I've been using your knife that I got from you. That's my new box opener knife, so thank you for that, because he just mentioned the flag that he got from me. And then my boys each got a knife for their collection, so thank you very much for that.
So my brother's saying, so you're saying mom's jeans are in, women like the high rise from the crotch to the top of the waistline now?
Yeah, high rise have been in for I would say 5 years now.
Because I remember there was a skit on Saturday Night Live where they made fun of the pants like that because they were so, there was so much jean from the crotch to the waistline on a woman's pants, and so it's funny to see that mom jeans are, but I always say the world is cyclical. I remember being little, everybody made fun of bell bottoms, and then for a time those came back in. So what's old is new, right? This next generation is finding the stuff that we thought was funny, So who knows, Dan may be onto something. Hammer pants may be coming back around here soon,
That's the thing with the world today, is that with social media, say that skit that you watch, it probably influenced people to say, hey, I want those pants, and it created a trend for them. And that's the thing about social media is if you could keep up with it and see things and kind of see if it's playing out. Like, for example, the dumbbells that I was telling you about, that sold for $135 or whatever. You start seeing trends go and you're like, hey, let me see if this is true or not. How can I make it a better sell and put it out there? And some people have these things that people have, and in the beginning, they're not worth anything, but because somebody mentions something, and depending who they are, it gives it value.
So I got to kind of, this is one of my questions that I asked yesterday, and maybe we can go on the clothing side of it. And I want to try, the question is not, so there's stuff from 20 years ago that's popular again right now. What modern clothing brand or style that's modern right now will be popular in 20 years? What do you think? Or anybody in the chat, what in 20 years from now, what brand or style of clothing that's coming out right now will be popular again in 20 years?
I don't know if I could pinpoint something like that, because right now we're in an era where there's so much artists out there, from urban wear to dressy type things. Right. I just sold some shoes that were made by Cole Haan, and then this urban brand, Chinatown Market. This is a streetwear brand, and they meshed together to make a shoe. So right now I feel and for years to come, probably another 10 years, you're going to be meshing. Now, Brittany said Supreme is one, but Supreme is more of why I like Supreme is that they're basic. A lot of people, right, if you look around, basic meaning they're a solid color. If anything, they may have a color block just of two, colors, that they're not being over the top. So I think simpler is good, but it's also depends on the brands.
And I'm going to show my lack of knowledge again, but I know there's a brand where there's it's like a mouth open, with a frown look to it. What's that brand? There's teeth all in it. Come on.
I want to say Bape, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, that's the one.
Bape.
Do you think that brand will be popular again and go away and then come back again in 20 years?
I don't think they'll go down, because the way Bape started with the artist that created it, I think overseas, might have been in China or Japan. When they started it, I think it was an actual model, and how they kicked off and who they are, they're already set in stone to be Supreme. They just had one of those brands that are just solid all around. and their collaborations are key. It's like their collaborations are like YouTubers. Like as much as we want to share everybody, we watch who we share as well, because you can't share everybody. Not everybody thinks the way we do. Some people are just too much and too negative to where that's what you're not wanting to share on your channel. You know, you don't want to chance that. So it's almost the same thing, just materials.
So to piggyback on Dan's comment there, I'll give you an example of one. Champion. That was a Kmart, Walmart, whatever brand for a long time, and all of a sudden it's trendy, it's urban, it's hip hop, it's everything, right? Everybody's wearing Champion now.
Yep.
Like, how did that? I always say, if a celebrity, say like a Kardashian, all they got to do is put their fingerprint on any generic brand, and that brand will skyrocket. If you get the right celebrity or the right person to endorse a product, man, that product will shoot through the roof.
I think a lot of Champion's recent successes, and I don't know why again, but like the NBA jerseys, like the NBA jersey, the Champion NBA jerseys, you know, those became really hot again for sure.
So Dan mentioned jorts.
Heyo, you gotta drop that.
Yep.
Calm that down. Check out Dan the man with the. I'm gonna sell that hat though. That hat is fire.
I get. What do you think that hat would go for? $100? $100 right now if we had that vintage Bulls.
That's our IT man, Dan. Dan the man. Yeah, bike shorts. Like, you know, it's funny. I have a 16-year-old son, and 3 years ago, he insisted that his shorts go past his knees. Now he's like, you will not catch me dead in shorts that go past my knees. Like, within a 3-year span, it all changed so fast for him. Like, you know, obviously when he was a kid, it was just all comfort. You know, was young, 13, it was all about comfort. Now he's like, I'm 16 and I want to look good, and I am not wearing shorts that are down past my knees.
I'm thinking of skateboarders though. It's going to be a certain type of people who wear them. I know skateboarders like to have long shorts, and I actually have a pair. I might have took them down to the garage.
You know, like, so you go back to the 90s NBA players, they all wore really long shorts. Now you watch an NBA game and all of them are wearing shorts above their knees again. You know, and then you go before the 90s, in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, they were wearing short shorts. Yeah. And then the NBA. What's that?
Larry Bird wearing them.
Yeah.
I mean, they were borderline Daisy Dukes back in the late 70s, early 80s.
But it's coming back. I mean, if you watch like a college basketball game, especially a college basketball game, they're all wearing those short shorts again, but they're wearing like under, like, and there you go. Like Sonny said, they're all wearing Under Armour underneath it, but they're all wearing like short shorts again.
Yeah, they're wearing like those compression shorts underneath some really short shorts. Yep. Hey, my cousin Erica is right there. She's from your old neck of the woods. She's right outside of Austin, Texas. Sonny.
There's something about being round that makes tight-fitting clothes just not work for me.
No. Yeah.
You can see every single roll. I'm not
roll with.
But sorry, just trying to catch up on some chat stuff here. Yeah, exactly, Dan. You know, you try to wear something different than everybody gets on it, and then all of a sudden where you were trying to be different now becomes what everybody's wearing, you know.
Brittany Brands talked about skateboarding, and you mentioned that a little bit. Like, are there particular brands or skateboard, you know, skateboarders today, are they wearing vintage stuff as well, kind of like the streetwear, or what's a popular street, you know, skateboarding type brand right now?
I'm thinking Independent right now is one of them, and Independent has a good history to them, that it actually has a time frame to be finding these things inside stores and places. And even if they're new, like vintage independent shirts could go for like $30 used.
You know what? I've been pretty good on. What are those shoes? It's like the old fat skateboarding shoes, the ones that have all the cushion.
Osiris.
What is it again, Frank?
Osiris, whatever it's called.
And then like even DVS and that stuff's pretty. I've done pretty good with when I find that kind of stuff too.
Globe is a good brand as well for skateboarding shoes.
Okay.
But a lot of people who wear those shoes as well aren't skateboarders. They just like that style.
They just like that style. Okay, so it's something that's more of a fashion thing now than it is like, you know, the fat shoes were to protect your foot. You know, all the cushion around it was more. Skaters wore it more to protect your foot. You know, a little bit of protection for your feet.
Well, you could, when you said fat and we're talking about shoes, first thing that came to mind was the fat laces. You remember them? I know y'all remember them. And then the tongues came out being fat, and then it's moves in different ways. So probably now I want to look for like fat lace kind of those shoes and see what's out there and see what they're looking for. And that's the thing about YouTubing and communicating, you know, on social media, period. When stuff pops up, like I like to go back after I'm done and have the chance to look up this stuff myself and see what's out there and learn from it. And if it's something that nobody else is picking up on in your area, but it's selling somewhere else for, you know, trending money, then that's where you take from it. Learn as you go.
I'm gonna go see. I think I have a pair of shoes I'm talking about.
What I need is for somebody to bring back rolling up your ankles on your pants, because that was about literally the only fashion trend I could ever do when I was in high school was, you know, roll up your ankles, either, you know, your pant legs. Everybody remembers that.
See those bad boys? Woo! Yeah. That's what, when I meant fat shoes, that's what I meant. Like they're really wide.
Yeah, high top, white
fat tongue. This stuff does pretty good right now. Like those kind of shoes, those kind of skate, because those were skater shoes back in the day, right? Like that's a skater shoe.
Yeah.
Dan, I would have to agree with this. Please, dear God, don't have jelly shoes come back.
I don't know what
that's the new age Crocs. Pegging your jeans. I see people every now and then have the cuffed ankle taper jeans, but that's where brands that could afford to change garments is that they'll start making them where it's tapered, you know, where you don't have to cuff them anymore. You know, they're watching what they're doing, and that's the good thing about having money is when you could afford to do stuff, you know, make some tinkering here and there.
Yep.
OSP Chris, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show.
Had a great premiere, man. You had me wanting to jam out when you had that guitar and you slowed it down. Oh my gosh. I was like, could he just sell 20 guitars today? You know what he gets for that? He gets a buffet point for that.
He gets a buffet point.
He gets buffet points for that guitar playing, for sure. You sold 2 guitars, so 2 buffet points for OSP right there.
We got some French fries. Those are steak fries too, just so you know.
Got some fish, got a burger on there.
That ain't just some regular old French fries there. We're bringing the steak fries, baby.
Son.
Bam. Boom.
You need to add that to your show. That's your tagline, Chris. Bam, son. Maybe I say that a lot. I don't know.
Nice. Patagonia is always good.
I love Patagonia.
Yeah. Although I have a Patagonia jacket that I just cannot sell. I don't even know what to do. Like, I've had it for over a year. It's a nice jacket. I don't even know. I've lowered the price a lot. Maybe I need to work on that. Maybe I just need to take new pictures and everything.
I would just do a complete new listing and price it back up.
I'm going to take all new pictures and everything.
Yeah.
Now that I have a place to take pictures. Those are high dollar fries. Yes, sir.
Red Robin, their burgers aren't the greatest, but them steak fries.
Yeah. I don't want to talk
about good quality ranch to dip your fries in, that ranch dressing.
Ranch.
You sell any Harley stuff, Sonny?
I've been selling a few of the shirts that I've had from my dead pile, and they've been selling for around 15 to like $25.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of them was $28.
My thing on Harley stuff, especially if you find 3X or bigger in Harley stuff, snatch that up, because my medium and large Harley stuff doesn't move, but man, the 3-4X stuff, man, because again, bikers are big, they can't find those big shirts. I sell Harley a lot.
Dan, come on, that's an awful story that I have. You want me to tell it really quick?
Yes.
So me and my wife and my kids went to Red Robin. We have not been back since. And I'm not one to complain at a restaurant. If I don't like a restaurant, I just don't go back, right? I don't like to sit there and complain while I'm eating. If I absolutely don't like it, then I just won't eat it and I'll leave or whatever. And we just won't come back. But I don't like to sit there while I'm trying to enjoy my dinner and complain. So my wife is complaining about her chicken sandwich, and she knows this about me. I'm like, she's just complaining about how gross her chicken sandwich is. I'm like, okay, well, I'm sorry, you know, we won't come back. Like, we won't come back. I get it. I'm sorry. Like, we're eating, and she just continues to complain. Like, she put it on her plate. She's like, and then she's all, I don't know, it just tastes so gross. And she holds it up, and I'm like, the center of the chicken is completely raw. And I'm like,
Yeah.
And I was like, I felt so bad. Like, I felt like such a jerk because I was telling her to stop complaining, you know, nicely, but I was like, just stop complaining. We won't come back. And I find out that her chicken sandwich is raw in the middle. So needless to say, I had a few words with the manager after that. I felt so bad though. Like, she took like 4 bites out of it too. Like, I'm surprised she didn't get sick. It was awful, guys. Like, I saw she held up that sandwich and I was like, oh my gosh, that's raw. I was like, Sonia, it's raw. I was like, the middle of it's raw. I was like, oh, yeah, like Best Offer Queen just said. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna throw up right now. I was gonna throw up for her. It was so bad.
You mean you don't like a good quality medium rare chicken sandwich?
So needless to say, we have not been back. Like, my wife was like, I'm never going back there again. Like, after that, she was like, I'm never going there again. It was awful. Awful.
So you legit see, that's where you got the idea of serving me raw chicken and then what happened to me.
Nice try, Frank. To this day, he still tells me I served him some bad chicken. Had nothing to do with all the strawberries that he drank before he ate that chicken.
Which, Sonny, this goes back to our pre-show conversation where I said I'm not a drinker, but unfortunately, when I do drink,
he overdoes it.
It's just not water.
He's got to be the best at it.
Yeah, or the drunkest at it, I guess. Would be that. Yeah,
that was an. Honestly, I have not been back to Red, and that's been like 8 years ago. We have not been back since.
Was that the one up by the orchards?
Yeah, she is lucky she didn't get sick. Like, that poor manager, because he was like this young kid. It was a weekend. He should not have been a manager, and I was like legitimately really pissed off. And I was like, I kind of let him have it, and I was like, I know our dinner ended up being free and all that, but he tried to give us coupons to come back or gift cards. I was like, we are not coming back here. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, you know, we didn't get you sick enough. Please come back. We want to try to kill you at your next visit.
If they could survive through this, they could eat anything.
Yeah, my only experience was I don't think you were with us, Jimmy, with when I had a bad experience with that same Red Robin where I got into it with the manager there too. No chicken or mac and cheese was thrown during this conversation. Just
Damn
so you guys know, but
Frankie just said, why shouldn't young kids be managers? Frankie, if you would have been the manager there, you probably wouldn't end up losing your job because you probably would have gotten in a fight with me that day. So you're not the best example of why. I'm sure you were a great manager, but you probably would have ended up kicking my butt that day.
I will say this: there's a difference between being a manager where Frankie was working as a manager at FedEx with fellow employees,
right?
So where like a manager that's having to deal with the general public,
a customer service manager, okay. And I'm saying this particular young kid should not have been a manager because I felt bad. Like, I was laying him, and he was just kind of like he was scared, and I was like, I actually let up because he was so scared. And I was like, I'm not gonna hit you or anything. I'm just really mad. My wife got raw chicken in her sandwich.
Oh, he was a manager at Pizza Hut. That's right. He was a manager there too.
He's self-proclaimed worst customer service rep ever.
I believe that would be correct. Yeah, Aaron had a great interview last night with Cincinnati Picker. Yeah, you should have racked up some good time on that, Aaron. That was a great interview. Good job. People in the chat were throwing out some great questions. So
I'm not gonna embarrass Erin because she'll
Sure you are.
be forever. Let's just say she didn't reach up to grab something from the top shelf in this video, and may or maybe not have an sweaty armpit. I'm in the trouble. I think
Hey,
she.
I got a great question for you, Sonny. You're from Texas.
She's gonna kill me.
You're in Las Vegas now. Is it Texans, Cowboys, or now Raiders?
Oh,
Cowboys.
Okay.
man. I mean, there was no real good options there.
Right. Okay.
Texans
Stars
would have been the best
or
answer.
Knights?
What was that?
Stars or Knights? Hockey.
Knights.
Knights? Las Vegas Knights?
Sorry, Chris is like, because she's all, and we got Chris from old school flippers, pickers. I felt so bad for her. She couldn't think of his YouTube name at all. She's all, Chris from old school flipper picker upper.
Swiffer. Samsonite, that's it. I got it.
I'm just saying, you guys got to go back and watch that part. I'm sorry, Aaron, but it was funny. Oh my gosh.
Anybody new to the chat? Remember the big news from yesterday? Guess who's reunited and it feels so good? The Gronk and the Goat, which didn't shock me. Sold that corduroy Buccaneers hat yesterday.
You did?
Yeah, surprised.
Surprised.
Heck yeah, I love it when good things happen. Everybody like feeds off that. Sold Jordan stuff earlier this week because of the documentary. Gronk going to the Buccaneers and sold a hat. I've had that hat 8 months, Jimmy?
Yep.
At least. Yeah, I'm like, well, when we were on Nate and Anthony's show, or they were on our show, I was like, well, shoot, I need to raise the price because it was right after Brady signed with the Buccaneers. I was like, I need to raise the price of this hat. I have this listed too low, and sure enough, yesterday,
Nice.
booyah. Uh-oh. They're already becoming BFFs, Jimmy, planning a bingo night and everything, like real bingo. It's like, oh my God.
Yep. I'm just joking.
Pickers, flippers, nose pickers. It's all the same.
Man, we've been on for an hour and 40 minutes already. That's crazy.
Woozy just joined. Welcome, Susie. Uh-oh. See, guys, I need help. I'm in the dungeon over here now. They're like setting up to infiltrate to take me out.
Sonny, is that an office that you're in, or is that just an extra bedroom?
This is an extra bedroom that I turned into my office.
Is that a death pile behind you?
Yeah.
It is.
It sure is.
Drop that question. Oh, that's a mini death pile.
Yeah.
Hey, is that microphone hooked up? Is it plugged in and working?
Yeah, that's what I'm using now.
Frank's
Mine
got.
isn't. I mean, this thing's.
You got to lean into it, Sonny.
This thing's useless. I mean, I could hold it like this for how you guys doing?
No, all joking aside, Aaron, you did awesome. Like your nerves were pretty settled. You had a cut, like you said, cut one time with the name, but you had asked good questions and you were calm, and it was good. It was a really good interview.
Hey, what about the Funko Pops in the background? Are those for sale, or are those ones you're collecting, or?
Well, he just got that Jabba from OSP right there.
Oh, I thought that was a Pikachu at first. I couldn't tell. That is a Jabba.
Look at it. That's lit.
That's
right
cool.
there. His
That's like
tongue hanging out.
Funko.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
I'm gonna take a photo of this. We mentioned my Instagram and characters. I want to take a photo of this and put a little character of Chris on here, writing him. Let me see how that turns out.
Put Chris on there with a guitar.
I was just thinking that. I was just now thinking that when I said it.
I'm gonna have to ask if I can use maybe some of that slow-mo clip in maybe one of my videos, Chris. I'm gonna have to ask for the trademark or
You just have to give him, some what do they call that? When you start,
I don't get the money from the commission yet.
Yeah, give him a little bit of commission off of that. What you make off of it,
which will be
the
nothing.
Pennies will stack, Sonny.
Yes, pennies.
4 or 5 million views later, you'll have enough for a soda.
I could get Jimmy a Pepsi.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Chris is getting. I mean, he's getting good. Chris is getting good. If you guys didn't check out his premiere earlier, he sold a. Put a link to your premiere or your channel, Chris. He got me good. I mean, that was good when he got that slow motion guitar, and he's even playing it. He's like, oh my god.
He might give Anthony at Bluegrass Picker a run for his life.
Right.
Anthony plays a good guitar.
A nickel a click. Dang. Break me.
I'm gonna start charging for my graphic design.
You make it hail.
14 nickels on my channel.
You make it hail. Instead of making it rain with dollar bills, I make it hail with coins.
By the way, I had the weirdest thing. Like when I went to bed last night, I had 305 subscribers, and then I woke up this morning at 298. The mass exodus.
I think YouTube does something weird because I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Full disclosure, Sonny. I went back because I wanted to put your link in my scrolling deal across the bottom, and I was unsubscribed to you, and I know I was subscribed to you.
Yeah,
I resubscribed to you again today. And the same thing I was saying during Nat and Anthony's show this morning. I woke up to 5 less subscribers than I did last night when I went to sleep. Nat, whatever, same thing.
Sorry.
But yeah, same thing. I lost like 5 subscribers last night too.
Yeah. So like I got everyone, if go back and check your subs, like that happened to me with Nate. When he got that promoted, when he got promoted up and he went by Grimes fines, I got dropped out of it dropped my subscription from him. It was really weird.
I think you have to make sure you do hit the bell, because I think if you don't hit the bell, it automatically removes it. I don't know why that is, but somebody mentioned that a few months ago, and since then I've noticed that maybe I didn't hit people's bell, because when you follow people enough on YouTube, it'll just bring them up to you. It pushes them towards back to you. So I think for me, sometimes I think I might have not been subscribed because I found them through somebody else, that it would just bring it up, and then I was like, whoa, I'm actually not subscribed. Or it rejected my subscription and kicked them off somehow.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yes. Aaron needs to get over 300, guys. Anybody who hasn't subbed to her channel.
Yeah, everybody in here is a great.
I got 1 million last night. Woke up with 9. Ah, shoot. I know someone said that like when you have a day where you get a lot of subscriptions, YouTube will like automatically just like try to verify some of your accounts that you already had, or the accounts of subscribers you already had, and just like do a check. That's what I've heard. Stuff like that.
Who knows, really?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just weird. I was going to do in my video, my next premiere, I was going to talk about being over 300. I was going to do that this morning. I was like, oh, wait, I'm not over 300 anymore.
Damn.
Yeah, my mom was playing under Sophia's YouTube account last night, so everybody got a new sub last night while playing bingo last night.
Well, dang, we've been on for an hour and 45 minutes. I don't want to take too much more of your time, Sonny. I don't know if you guys want to call this or you guys want to hang out longer.
We could call it. I'm good, guys. I appreciate this opportunity, though. It was fun being on here, and some stuff said about actual reselling that I think we could all take from each other. And that's the important part. When it comes to what I will add, when it comes to subscribers, don't let that get to you, because you're putting out content that's going to help you out in the future. It's not what you're going to do. It's what you've already done that pushes you out there,
Right. Yeah, those are wise words. Like, I don't worry about it too much. It was just kind of like surprising to me when I went to do my video this morning, to add to my premiere, and I was like, oh, wait, I can't. And I don't worry about it. Like I'm just here to have fun, and I want to help other resellers. I want to help other YouTubers and help promote them. That's just have fun and hang out and make friends. Like meeting you, like everybody that's been a guest on our channel so far is like just a bunch of awesome people I consider friends now. I might not have met you in person, but we talk behind the scenes all the time. We joke around like it's I consider you all friends now.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why, like I said, anybody wants to come on this show and talk with us like this, everybody, shoot us an email, Instagram, whatever.
And we'll reach out to everybody. There's no particular order going on here. We just reach out to people like earlier today. So I'm working on having Kat on. I was in Old School Pickers premiere, and I started talking to her, and I was like, hey, you want to come on the show? So we'll probably have Kat on next Tuesday. We're working on that right now. So the Nurse Flipper. And it just happens like that. It's just kind of like happens organically. Like Frank, we have who do we have on tomorrow, Frank?
Joey Bada Bing 22 will be on Uncle B's channel tomorrow.
Yep, and me and Frank were hanging out on his live, and Frank was like, hey, you want to come on the show? And so there's no, we just reach out, hey. And so tomorrow will be Joey Bada Bing.
Hey, and keep in mind, too, anybody, I know a lot of people, their work schedules don't allow them to actually be on live with us at our time. We are flexible. If we got to do a Tuesday at 8 o'clock at night or a Wednesday at 5 p.m. or whatever, we obviously will work around everybody else's auctions, premieres, and whatnot, but we are flexible. It doesn't have to just be at 11 a.m. Mountain Time.
Right.
We'd love to have you guys on at any time just to show the love to everybody in our community. So.
Right. And, we're not just looking for, obviously we got the big names coming on the show. But, we also are looking, I'm always kind of just following, next week I'm looking to have a new YouTuber on the channel, just to, as someone that I've watched his videos. I think he's doing awesome reselling and on YouTube. So we're looking for people like that, not like we're big names and we're like, oh, we're going to, but, we want to, help promote the community as much as possible. So we're looking for people like that as well. So yeah, I just want to throw that out there. Like, if you guys are interested, hit us up on Instagram, email us, we'll reach out to you. Our Instagram is scrolling across the bottom. I'm just going to be honest. That's the best way to get a hold of probably either of us is at our Instagram. Frank, did you change your Instagram or that's still the same?
No,
right?
That's going to stay the same.
Okay. So reach out to us that way if you want to come on the show. We'd be more than happy to have anybody on the show. Tomorrow's Joey Bada Bing. Friday is open mic. We are going to make a change to open mic. We are going to keep it to only 4 people, so we'll be rotating people in and out. We're not going to go the full 6 panel. Got a little bit crazy last Friday, so we're going to go to just 4. I mean, we'll rotate people in and out, but we're going to keep it to 4 on the panel, just so we're not talking over each other and everybody wants to talk and has a story they want to tell or whatever, and we don't want to be like, who's next? Like, we'll have just 2 guests at a time with us, or maybe even all drop out for a little bit and let someone else come on or whatever. So yeah, we're gonna make that little change to the open mic, but it'll still be open mic.
Just keeping it fun. Want to get it more to where people want to enter the chat and be on. So it'll be a lot of fun. So, but we are getting close to 2 bells here. So everybody have a great day. Sonny, again, thank you so much for coming on, taking some time out of your busy schedule to hang out with us. Everybody that was in the chat and is still in the chat, thank you for taking the time to spend part of your day with us. We appreciate it. And anything going on tonight? Hot Flippin' Mama has an auction tonight.
Make sure you guys check out Sonny's Instagram, TikTok. If you guys want to drop those links real quick while Frank talks about Hip Flippin' Mama, drop those links for us. Check out.
Hip Flippin' Mama has an auction tonight. She does jewelry. She has some awesome jewelry. She was working on it last night with Jimmy and I. So check out her channel. I don't remember the time of her auction though, Jimmy. Do you know it by chance?
I don't.
I believe it's 5 o'clock Mountain Time, 7 o'clock Eastern. But if somebody real quick can drop that link in the chat for everybody. And Donna and T have an auction tonight as well. Cajun is saying. And so
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Just make sure you got those bells checked, and because Anthony's got a video with Castlevania in a little bit. So yeah, there's a lot going on. Matter of fact, that's going to be happening soon. So we should.
Yep. Anthony Pittsburgh has his premiere coming up in right at 1 o'clock Central, or excuse me, Mountain, 3 o'clock Eastern. So after you jump off of here, jump onto Anthony's channel and watch his premiere, guys. So with that, we're calling it a day. Have a great day, everybody. Sonny, again, thank you. Jimmy.
Thank you both.
Mile high salute to everybody. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Jimmy's channel.
Yeah.